Good morning friends, welcome to my Biohistory channel. Myself Dr. Abasai Nalode. In the previous videos we have started with the plant tissues and anatomy chapter number 8. In this video we are going to proceed towards the anatomy of root and stem. Firstly we shall see the anatomy of dicot root and then afterwards we shall see the anatomy of monocot root. It is transfer section of typical dicot root, that is sunflower root. It shows the following anatomical features. Then we shall see which are the anatomical features. The first one is epiblema. The first part, this is called as epiblema. In the stem we call it as epidermis, but in case of root, this is called as epiblema. This epiblema, it is the outermost layer of the root. It is the outermost layer, and the cells of epiblema produce root hairs. You can see these are the root hairs. So epiblema is the outermost covering. It is made up of single layer of cells, and epidermal cells produce such outgrowth, unicellular outgrowths. These are called root hairs. Then this the epiblema is followed by cortex. This is the cortex. This starts from here up to here. This cortex, it is made up of thin-walled parenchyma cells. These are the thin-walled parenchyma cells. And these parenchyma cells, they are having intercellular spaces. The spaces among the cells, you can see spaces between the cells. Cortex, epidermis is followed by the cortex. Cortex is made up of parenchyma cells. Parenchyma cells are thin-walled and these are with intercellular space. Then you can see this is the endodermis. एंडोडर्मिस, it is the innermost layer of the cortex. या कॉर्टेक्स हा जो एंडोडर्मिस आहे तो इनरमोस्ट लेयर आहे. दिस इज मेड अप ऑफ सिंगल लेयर ऑफ barrel shaped cells. These cells are barrel shaped. Tangential and radial walls of these endodermal cells, these are thickened with the suberin. Here radial walls and tangential walls of these endodermal cells, these are thickened with the suberin. So endodermis, it is the innermost layer of the cortex. It is made up of single layer of barrel shaped cells, and tangential and radial walls of these endodermal cells, these are thickened with the suberin. Then next part, it is the stele. All the tissues inside the endodermis, we have seen this endodermis. All the tissues which are present inside the endodermis, they are included under the stele. This consists of pericycle, then vascular bundles, these are the vascular bundles, and pith at the center. Here you can see pericycle, it is present just below the endodermis. This is the endodermis, and just suppose this is the endodermis, and this is the layer of pericycle. This is pericycle, this is the endodermis. So it is present just below the endodermis and it bounds the stele or vascular bundles. So these vascular bundles and the stele, it is enclosed inside the pericycle. Then next part, these are the vascular bundles. You can see these are the vascular bundles. Here, in case of the dicot root, 2 to 6 xylem and phloem patches are present. Here there are 4 patches, 1, 2, 3 and 4. These are the xylem patches, and between these xylem patches, these are the phloem patches. Here this is the phloem, and this is the xylem. These vascular bundles, these are of radial type, means these are placed on the alternate radii. This is radius on the xylem. On this radius, there is a phloem. So xylem and phloem, these are placed on the alternate radii. These are called as radial vascular bundles. In this case, xylem is exarch. Xylem is exarch means protoxylem elements. Protoxylem elements, these are smaller in size. These are first form xylem elements, the protoxylem elements. These are the metaxylem elements. Protoxylem elements are present toward the periphery or the outer side, and metaxylem elements are present toward the inner side, and this is called as exarch condition. Here, based on the number of groups of xylem and phloem, the stele may be diarch if there are two vascular bundles in two groups of xylem and two groups of phloem. It may be tetrarch if there are four groups of xylem and four groups of phloem. This is called as tetrarch, or hexarch, 6 groups. Vascular bundles, there are two to many xylem and phloem patches. Parenchyma cells which lie between the xylem and phloem, these are called conjunctive tissue. Xylem is exarch, means protoxylem elements are present toward the periphery, metaxylem elements are present toward the center. Depending upon the number of groups from xylem and phloem, stele may be diarch, 2 groups, tetrarch, 4 groups, polyarch, many groups, hexarch, 6 groups. Here you can see pith is present at the center. This is the pith. So this is the pith. Here pith is present. This pith is made up of parenchyma cells. This is the central part of the vascular cylinder, and it is made up of parenchyma cells. In this case, secondary growth occurs in the dicot stem. There is formation of cambium. At this place, cambium is formed, and secondary xylem and secondary phloem are produced, and this is called as a secondary growth. So this is about the structure or anatomy of dicot root. Now we shall proceed toward the anatomy of monocot root. A typical monocot root, that is a maize root, shows the following structure. Epiblema, it is the outermost layer as usual. This consists of unicellular outgrowths called the root hairs. These root hairs absorb water and minerals. This epiblema it is followed by cortex, and this cortex is made up of thin-walled parenchyma cells. You can see these are the thin-walled parenchyma cells with intercellular spaces. Epiblema, outermost layer. Root hairs, these are the outgrowths of epidermal cells. Epiblema is followed by the cortex. Cortex is made up of parenchyma cells which are thin-walled with intercellular spaces. Then you can see innermost layer. Innermost layer of the cortex, this is called as endodermis. Innermost layer, this is the endodermis. This endodermis is made up of single layer of barrel-shaped cells without intercellular spacing. There are no gaps, there are no spaces between the endodermal cells. Tangential and radial walls. Tangential and radial walls of these endodermal cells, these are thickened with the suberin. Epiblema, cortex, endodermis. Endodermis is the innermost layer of the cortex. Then stele. Here you can see that endodermis is followed by the stele, or endodermis encloses the stele. All the tissues which are present inside the endodermis, this is called as stele. Stele includes pericycle, vascular bundles, and pith. Firstly, we shall see the pericycle. Endodermis is followed by the pericycle. You can see this is the pericycle. Inside the endodermis, there is a single layer of pericycle, and this pericycle encloses or bounds the stele of the vascular cylinder. Then we shall see the vascular bundles. The vascular bundles, these are of radial type. In all the roots of dicots and monocots, the vascular bundles, these are of radial type, means xylem and phloem. These are placed on the different radii. Here there is phloem. Here this is the xylem. These are placed on the alternate radii. You can see xylem is present on the one radius, phloem is present on the another radius. Here, in this case also, xylem is exarch. Protoxylem elements, first form xylem elements, these are present toward the periphery. Metaxylem elements, which are later formed, which are larger in size, which are present toward the center. So this condition is called as exarch condition. Based on the number of groups of xylem and phloem, The stele is polyarch, diarch, just now I told you, 2 groups, tetrarch, 4 groups, polyarch, many groups. In this case, there are many groups, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there are 8 groups of xylem and 8 groups of phloem. So this stele is polyarch. Then at the center, you can see that there is a pith. So this is the pith addition. This pith is made up of thin-walled parenchyma cells. It is made up of thin-walled parenchyma cells. Then you can see epiblema, single layer of epiblemal cells with a root of hairs. Then cortex is made up of parenchyma cells with intercellular spaces. Endodermis, single layer of barrel-shaped cells. Endodermis is followed by the pericycle. Pericycle encloses the stele or pericycle, vascular bundles and pith. They are together called as a stele. Pericycle, it is a single layer present inside the endodermis. There are many groups of xylem and phloem. So stele is polyarch. Protoxylem element toward the periphery or outer side, metaxylem toward the center. This condition is called as exarch xylem. And at the center, there is a pith. Pith is made up of parenchyma cells. This is the anatomy of monocot root. Secondary growth is absent in case of monocot root. Secondary growth is present in case of dicot root, but it is absent in case of monocot root. This is the anatomy of dicot and monocot root. Now we shall proceed toward the anatomy of dicot stem. If you take the transverse section of a typical dicot stem, that is sunflower stem, in the beginning or in the first view you can see structure like this. Here it consists of epidermis or TS of transverse section of dicot stem, transverse section of sunflower stem. It shows the following features or the following structure. The outermost layer, this is called as epidermis. You can see this is the epidermis. This epidermis consists of multicellular hairs. These are called as trichomes. Epidermis is made up of single layer of cells. It is covered with the cuticle. There is a waxy layer. This is called as cuticle. On the epidermal cells, there is a waxy layer, and this waxy layer is called as a cuticle. There may be few stomata inside the epidermis. Here you can see multicellular epidermal outgrowths are present. These are called as trichomes. The transverse section of sunflower stem shows the structure like this. If you see the details of it, outermost layer is epidermis. It is single layer covered by means of a cuticle. It consists of multicellular hairs called as trichomes. This epidermis, it is followed by cortex. Here below this epidermis there is a cortex. Here you can see this cortex. Cortex is present just below the epidermis. It is made up of 3 to 5 layers of parenchyma cells. These parenchyma cells are thin-walled with intercellular spaces. Here you can see that some layers or few layers of the cortex toward the outer side. This is called as a hypodermis. This hypodermis is made up of cholenchyma cells, which are providing the mechanical support. And inner cortex, it is made up of parenchyma cells, or this is called as the general cortex. It is made up of several layers of parenchyma cells. And just below the epidermis, there is a hypodermis. This is made up of cholenchyma cells, which are thick-walled, which are providing the mechanical support. Innermost layer of the cortex is called as endodermis. Here you can see, this is the endodermis. Innermost layer of the cortex, this is called as endodermis. This endodermis is made up of barrel-shaped cells. This is the innermost layer of the cortex, and it is made up of barrel-shaped cells, just now I told you, which are containing the starch. So it is also called as a starch sheath. Epidermis, multicellular hairs, trichomes, followed by hypodermis, made up of cholenchyma cells, providing the mechanical support. General cortex, it is made up of parenchyma cells with intercellular spaces. innermost layer, it is the endodermis. It is a single layer of cells made up of barrel-shaped cells containing starch. Then steel. Endodermis encloses the things inside. All these constitute a steel. Steel is the central core of the tissues. Steel, it is the central part of the tissues. It is differentiated into pericycle. Then you can see vascular bundles and pith. Here you can see that this is the phloem here. This is the cambium. This is the vascular bundle. Here it is a vascular bundle. You can see here pericycle in the region of vascular bundle. It is sclerenchymatous. Pericycle above the vascular bundle, it is sclerenchymatous, and between the vascular bundles, it is parenchymatous. You can see here, this is the pericycle, this is parenchymatous, and this is sclerenchymatous. Here, this is not a phloem, so phloem is present at this place. Phloem is present at this place. Above the cambium, here this is a cambium. Between this xylem and phloem, there is a cambium. The vascular bundles in case of dicot stem or the sunflower stem, these are conjoint, xylem and phloem on the same radius. Collateral and open means there is a cambium between the xylem and phloem. In this case, protoxylem elements, these are the metaxylem elements, these are the protoxylem elements. Protoxylem elements are present toward the center, metaxylem elements are present toward the outer side. This is called as endarch condition. In the root we have seen exarch condition, but in the stems there is an endarch condition. Here you can see at the center there is a parenchymatous pith. Here pith, this is a pith, and this pith is made up of parenchyma cells. You can see all the things once again. This is the epidermis. Epidermis is having multicellular hairs. Here you can see that this pericycle is partly sclerenchymatous and partly parenchymatous. Pericycle above the vascular bundle, it is made up of sclerenchyma cells, and pericycle between the vascular bundles, it is made up of parenchyma cells. This is sclerenchymatous, this is parenchymatous. The vascular bundles are arranged in a ring. You can see that all these vascular bundles, these are arranged in a ring. And we have considered a very small part of this. This part we have considered here or magnified here. Then here you can see that these are the vascular bundles. Vascular bundles are arranged in a ring. And in this case, between the xylem and phloem, there is a cambium. At the center, there is a parenchymatous pith. Secondary growth is present in case of dicot stem because of the presence of cambium. This is a cambium. This cambium produces secondary xylem towards inner side, secondary phloem toward the outer side. This is called as secondary growth, and because of this secondary growth, thickness of the stem increases. Now we shall proceed towards the anatomy of monocot stem. Here, transverse section of monocot stem shows this structure. Here, this is the transverse section of monocot stem or the maize stem. This, if you see the details of it, you can see the following structure. Epidermis, it is the outermost layer. This is without a trichome. There are no hairs. There are no multicellular hairs on the epidermis. Below this epidermis, there is a hypodermis. Hypodermis is present just below the epidermis. There are 3 to 5 layers of sclerenchyma cells. Here, the epidermis, and this epidermis is followed by this hypodermis. Hypodermis is made up of sclerenchyma cells which are providing the mechanical support. Below this hypodermis, you can see there is a ground tissue. This complete is a ground tissue. This ground tissue is made up of parenchyma cells. Transverse section of the major stem shows the following structure: single layered epidermis without trichomes, without multicellular hairs. Epidermis is followed by 3 to 5 layers of sclerenchyma cells. This is the hypodermis, and then this is followed by ground tissue. This is entirely ground tissue. In this ground tissue, these vascular bundles are spread or suspended. Then you can see the vascular bundles. If you see these vascular bundles towards periphery, toward the outer side, these are smaller in size. And vascular bundles towards the center, these are larger in size. Each vascular bundle, this is surrounded by means of sclerenchymatous sheath. Each vascular bundle is covered by means of a sclerenchymatous bundle sheath. Vascular bundles are conjoined, collateral, and closed. Conjoined, collateral, in xylem and phloem these are present on the same radius. Closed means between the xylem and phloem there is no cambium. In sunflower stem we have seen that between the xylem and phloem there was a cambium strip, but here cambium is absent, and that's why there is no secondary growth. Here there is no pith because ground tissue or the vascular bundles are spread or suspended in the ground tissue. So these vascular bundles toward the periphery are smaller, toward the center are larger. Around each vascular bundle there is a sclerenchymatous bundle sheath. These vascular bundles are conjoined, xylem and phloem on the same radius, collateral and closed, means between the xylem and phloem there is no cambium. As there is no cambium, there is no secondary growth. Water containing vacuole or the cavity, this is called as a lysogenous cavity. This lysogenous cavity is present inside the vascular bundle. There is no distinct pith in the transverse section of monocot stem. Secondary growth is absent because there is no cambium between the xylem and phloem. फ्रेंड्स, आपणास हे लेक्चर आवडलं असेल तर कृपया लाईक करा, शेअर करा आणि सबस्क्राईब करा. धन्यवाद.